Rebecca gets a letter that says the writer also has a lot of questions. They mention life is full of mysteries, just like Rebecca's. He says there's one answer to all the big mysteries in the universe, one way to be happy, and it's really just sheep. He's not joking. He really means sheep. Alright, he's leaving. Now in your last letter, you asked if any of my sheep were special. Well, they're all special, which is why I gave them names. There are these two rowdy twin rams called Ronnie and Reggi. Then there's Sir Richfield, who's really proud and fancy. Cloud is the fluffiest one, and she's a bit of a diva. Zora is the most curious. Mopple is the most patient one, and Wool Eyes I just haven't come up with a better name yet. Oh, and I know I said all the sheep are special, but I have to say two of them are really special. There's Sebastian. He's the biggest ram, and just like me, he's kind of a loner. He sometimes walks off on his own, but eventually, he always comes back. And last, there's Lily. She's the smartest sheep. She seems to know what I'm thinking and feeling inside. More than any other sheep, she gives me the calm that only shepherds can feel. That calm comes from caring for the gentlest animals on earth. Each day begins with looking after their health. I feed them, brush them, and try to keep them happy. I sing a little song when I wake up, saying I'm the one who wakes up next to you. I give them their medicine, and I guess they'd like it if they could talk. Time for medicine, mate. There you go. After I finish my chores and the sun starts to go down, I pick a book to read out loud to them. I love detective stories, mysteries, and whodunits. My favorite line is, I know when Rodney Holshead was murdered, and I know who the real killer was. I like to think they're listening, but I know deep down they're still just sheep. No, no more. Go on, all of you. I'll read the ending tomorrow. Why did he stop like that? He was about to tell who the killer was. This is so frustrating. Was it the maid? Of course it's the maid. No, it was the gardener. He always cuts the grass but never eats anything. That's weird. Are you all crazy? The doctor did it. No way. It was the creepy aunt. The creepy aunt was 3 floors up. Genius. How can we have the same parents? Oh, here we go again. Right, they're arguing again. You're all wrong. I got it way back. The maid. No, not her. It's the nephew, Bertie Holshead. But Lily, didn't the detective show that all the proof against Bertie was made up by the real killer? Exactly. Don't you get it? He made up the proof to avoid getting in trouble. Bertie Holshead was the real murderer. Why did you do that? George will tell the rest of the story tomorrow. You'll see. I still think the maid did it. Bertie knew the law that says you can't be punished twice for the same crime. To avoid getting caught, he made up the proof. He said Bertie Holshead was the real killer. Most of my sheep just eat all day, or think about eating. But I've got 3 wild little lambs with tons of energy. They're happy, free-spirited, and always moving. Most of the lambs were born in the spring, but there's one special lamb who was born in the winter. Hello, I'm Daisy. I'm Oliver. I'm Pickles. What's your name? I don't have a name. Do you want to play with us? No, you're not allowed to play with that winter lamb. He doesn't fit in with the rest of the flock. A flock of sheep usually doesn't like lambs born in the winter. They think they're different, but the lamb is okay. The sheep tell it to come closer. They say it's fine. Then one sheep asks why George is always kind to the lamb. The sheep explain that George isn't one of them. He's not a sheep. No one has ever taught him about winter lambs. Oh, and one more thing. If you take me up on the invite, you should know I live close to a town named Denver. That town has some unique folks. For example, good morning, Caleb. Caleb is also a shepherd. Hello, ladies, but he's not someone she likes. Ham, the butcher. I hate him. Beth, the innkeeper. She hates me. I want to punch that guy. Tim, the cop. He is a total dummy. And Reverend Hillcoat, who thinks he's the boss of everyone. We got a weird vibe going. The parable of the lost sheep. George, have you come to join us? The man says everyone is welcome in the Lord's house, even people like butchers. But George says he's not here to join. He's here to pay back a debt. George keeps saying good old George like he's trying to be friendly. He's done talking about people and wants you to meet his sheep. They're really excited to see you, and so is he. He's asking you to come soon. He signs off with love, George. And then he says Cloud? The first sheep asks if dandelions will make her eyelashes look like the narrator's. The answer is no. But the dandelions help make the wool nice. They point out Wool Eyes, who only eats dandelions. They realize the dandelions are for Sebastian, who's been missing for a while. George brought him here from somewhere far away, but he keeps running off to the town. The narrator says it's okay if Sebastian doesn't care about them, but they still care about him. Sebastian is part of the group. Oh look, it's Tallow. The dogs are here. Dogs. Tallow, come over here. Oh, I always like how he smells. It's from his wool sweaters. They're really nicely colored. Can I come in? Go away. I'm coming in. It's brand new, pretty, and really shiny. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? I want to smash it. I really want to smash it. Reggie, Ronnie, we talked about this. We only smash things if there's a good reason. There you go. Caleb's been coming by 3 times this month. The only thing they could be discussing is combining the flocks. Combining the flocks. New sheep coming. New fields. I was thinking about it. I gave you a chance, Caleb, and you lied to me. And don't come back. Whoops. Guess we won't be merging flocks then. I was so happy. Now I feel sad and upset. I want to forget this ever happened. You're right. It's too sad. Okay, everyone, let's decide to forget Caleb ever came. On the count of 3. 1, 2, but what about Mopple? He can't forget stuff. Why? Poor Mopple. He was born with a bad problem. Unlike everyone else, he can't just decide to forget. Oh, right. Mopple, once we forget, don't bring it up again. Are you sure it wasn't that bad? No, but it wasn't great either. So why even bother? Ready? 1, 2, and 3. Cloud? Shia asks if dandelions will make her eyelashes look like mine. I say no, they don't help the lashes, but they make the wool really soft. She's okay with that. I'll be okay. I promise. It's just I'm not sure. I was hoping things would change soon, but you don't need to worry. You're going to be fine. The main character says they'll be fine and that everything will work out. Hello? Not much happening this Monday. Just bills and stuff. There's a guy named George. Who is he writing to? I shouldn't say, but it's a girl named Rebecca Hampstead. She's in America. Whoever she is, they've been writing letters back and forth for months. And that's it. Smell that paper, it's scented with roses. These are love letters. Can you believe it? Grouchy George Hardy, the guy who's always grumpy but secretly a romantic. Who would have guessed? He's such a cheesy old soul. Yeah, take care. You too. Bye. Hello. Hey, hello. I just got in from the city for the Denbrook Cultural Festival. Oh, cool. This is the place. Follow me. This is what? Welcome to the Denbrook Cultural Festival. You're joking. What? This is our town's heritage. What is Return to Oz? Yeah, that's the best movie ever. And they made it just 40 miles down the road. A lot of people say it's better than the original. Never seen it? Who hasn't seen Return to Oz ? Okay, I'm sorry. Why did you make such a big sign for this? I just want people to come. You can't have a festival without people. Oh no, it's not a festival at all. No, it's just some tables. Are you telling me how to run my business? No, you're right. I'm sorry. We started off on the wrong foot. Well, my name is Elliot Matthews. I'm a reporter for the Gazette, and I'm still a junior. Okay, fine. I cover obituaries, but I've been hoping for something real. My editor gave me this, the Denbrook Cultural Festival, so it sounds awesome. Yeah, that's cool. But I don't think I'll get promoted for writing about this, right? No, that's a shame. $10. For what? Admission fee. Admission fee. Oh, Tim, take all of it. Just weirdo. Where's George? Where's our story for the night? He was supposed to come out by now. Don't worry. That noise isn't anything to be scared of. Sir Richfield. Yeah, it's time you heard this, little lambs. This is how things work. All those clouds used to be sheep, just like you and me. When the ground gets too dry, the sheep start dancing. They make loud noises by kicking the sky to bring rain and help the grass grow. Pickles asks if all sheep turn into clouds. The answer is yes. Everyone becomes a cloud one day, just like Pickles' parents did. But Pickles can't remember what it was like when their parents turned into clouds. Mopple, you remember everything. That day was amazing, right? Well, yeah, of course. They said goodbye and happily floated up into the sky, turning into 2 soft, fluffy clouds watching over us all with love. Forever. Thanks. And there it is. Exactly how it was meant to be. Yep. Everything is exactly how it was meant to be. On the bright side, you landed here at the best time ever. It's the Denbrook Cultural Festival. I went last weekend with my sister, and we tried some local cheese. It was way better than the fancy cheese you can buy in the city stores. My sister said, did you see that? What was that? Yeah, you're finally awake. I've told you over and over not to do this. We totally forgot. We forgot. Of course you did. Check this out. Wait for me. Slow down. When I wake up, I'm gonna be the man who wakes up next. Lily, what are you doing? I think it's a game. Don't move. The first person to move loses. He's not playing. So what's he doing? Oh, Lily. He's dead. George is dead. What do you mean he's dead? That's not real. That's just what happens in stories. Is it real? Do people really die? Will he become a cloud? Only sheep do that. No one else can do it. Is that even a thing? It seems like it does. So does that mean sheep can die? No, Pickles, we become clouds, but George can't be dead. I need my medicine. I have Orf. What's Orf? This is Orf. Yup, I don't think anyone gets what I'm saying. George is gone. He's not coming back. But George was our shepherd. Now what? Lily, you're the smartest sheep, so you tell us what to do. There's only one option. We have to forget George. But Lily, it's George. We can't just forget. Remembering him hurts too much. I can't do it. She's right. Sheep don't feel like this. We have to choose to forget. On 3. But wait. Don't. 1. No, don't do it. It's George. 2. You'll never forget. Sebastian, did you really think I'd let you forget our shepherd so fast? He was our shepherd, Sebastian. We all loved him. It's too hard to deal with. But we're not going to forget. No, you won't. You'll remember him because it's the right thing to do. Because it's fair. Fair what? No, not juice, I mean justice. Justice what? Justice. It means the good shouldn't get hurt by the bad. The weak shouldn't get hurt by the strong. And a friend should never be forgotten. George showed me what justice was once. He deserves it back. That's true. George was always so nice to me. To all of you. That's why he raised you just for your wool. Why else would anyone raise sheep? No other reason. Just the wool. Only the nice wool. I got a question. What's the point of life if it can all be over in a second? Why are we even here? Who made us? And what's inside a tree? Where does the moon go when it's daytime? And why did George die? Die? What do you mean die? In the bedtime stories, people who die are always killed. No, Zora. Those are just stories. This is real, right, Lily? Yeah, exactly. There's no. He was wearing his hat. I stopped by to get him to sign some papers, but he was in a weird position. I asked if he wanted to say something. He just shook his head and said no. Khaled asks what the butcher is doing here. He counts 5, then 6. The butcher wants the sheep. Then he counts 15, 16. Lily, what are you doing? Caleb says it might be nothing, but he can't stop thinking about George's hat and raincoat. Lily asks what hat and raincoat. Caleb says exactly. He walked out in the middle of a storm. He didn't put them on. Maybe he wants me to lift him up. What? I told him I wish I could forget this. Are you seeing anything? No, I'm seeing everything. Excuse me? Morning. I'm sorry. What are you still doing in town? His car broke down. Who's this? His name's George Hardy. He's the shepherd. What happened? Maybe a heart attack. Not much to report, I'm afraid. Unless something strange happened. Right? No. And I checked everywhere. Around the caravan. Under the caravan, what about what's inside? Maybe it's worth checking. Maybe it's not the best idea. Wait, there are fingerprints, right? Yeah, time for forensics. That's the way to go. Well, everything seems normal at first. Wait, hold on. Why would a guy having a heart attack just stand up and walk out? Maybe he was outside when it happened. No, it actually happened here. He knocked over his chair, and he wasn't alone. Come on, mate. This guy had a heart attack. He's saying I'm ignoring the facts and pretending there's no proof. What's he really saying? That I'm scared it was murder. Is it? Come on. He wishes there was a murder in Denbrook. He'd even wish there was a murder every day. Nothing would make him happier. Listen, he knows I need a story for my newspaper job, but he's sorry George Hardy didn't die from murder. George Hardy died. The cop said it was murder. No, the cop said it was a heart attack. But that's not right. So it's not actually murder. It's just a guess from a barnyard animal. Okay. George had a visitor who knew him well enough to offer a drink. Then he got sick. The guest didn't tell anyone what was happening. The clues show they were the ones who did it, and since there's no obvious injury, it probably wasn't something physical. The green stain on his hand means there was a fight. The killer got away. George died from the poison. I never got it right. And the cop is totally clueless, just like they always are in those nighttime stories. That's why someone else had to step in and solve it. George was the one who told us everything. George took care of us. He really loved us. We owe him a lot. What are you trying to say? Our shepherd is dead, and we're going to find out who did it. What's so funny? Oh, wow. First off, you're sheep. He's talking to you. You all think you're clever enough to solve a murder? Do you know what people call people who can't think for themselves? They call them ducks, sheep, and you, the smartest sheep in the world. Where have you been in the world? Here and there? Come on, just go back to your hay, your dandelions, your naps, and let the humans handle the murder stuff. So, let's start. Okay, let's check out the crime scene. Don't touch anything. And no snacks allowed. Whoa, what's this? Guys, I think I found something. Man, this is weird. Hello? Alright, maybe we should forget about the clues for now. Did anyone see anything the night of the murder? I did. I saw you, Sebastian. Sebastian did it. Murder. Right, I did it. I went through a door I couldn't fit through, sat in a chair that couldn't hold me, and I killed my own shepherd for no reason. I used this to slowly drip poison into his drink. He's got a point. What's going on? Did anyone see anyone? I saw George's ghost. No, you didn't. The ghost got up from his body. I couldn't see it clearly in the dark, but it smelled like George and winter lamb. This isn't the time. But there were bells 2 days ago. They used the bells to call the town together. This is about George. Of course, in the nighttime stories, they always have a gathering to announce the murder, and the killer is always there. We need to be there. Are you brave enough to leave home? None of you have ever left the meadow. Your hooves have only ever touched grass. What's so hard about leaving home? We're not scared. Mopple. What's that? I think it's a road. But what's it made of? Not grass for sure. Lily, are you coming? I'm just You go ahead. Why are you shouting? I'm just a few feet away, but it feels like a long way. All I need to do is cross the street. No, I can't. It's impossible. It's not your fault. We are who we are. Maybe if you and I walk together. For George. To better. One says they want to go back. The other agrees. They keep going. They made it. They left home. Look. Sheep can do stuff. In fact, they can do anything. Who to do? Just 2 more miles left. Easy peasy. And how far was that again? I'll be honest, I'm pretty impressed. You might not crack the case, but you're getting to see some cool places. I'm definitely going to solve it. I'll figure it out tonight. George told us all these bedtime stories. They all had one simple rule. What? The killer always goes back to where it all started. 2. The cops keep saying the killer is a drifter. They talk about it all the time. 3. A stranger shows up and messes things up. 4. The victim is the key. That's easy. But the real world isn't like a story. Speaking of that, we're in Denbrook. What's this place? It's the church where someone called God lives. Who's God? It's a bit confusing. He's a shepherd, but not our shepherd, because he's also a lamb. Wait, and he's invisible too, and he's made of bread, and he judges people like a beaver. Yeah, so God is a big, invisible lamb beaver made of bread? That's what they say, and they eat him on Sundays. Poor God, I was supposed to be back, but I might have gotten lost. Alright, so this is my first small-town murder mystery. I need to go. Gotta go. Come on, they won't see us from here. They already saw me and no one cares. For the 100th time, I'm just a sheep. One of Denbrook's citizens. I heard there were rumors George Hardy died under strange circumstances, but I can't say anything about the poison until the investigation. Wait, did George actually die? Oh no, sorry, what kind of poison was used? George got poisoned by a poison called taxine. It comes from the berries on yew trees. Do yew trees grow around here? Right there. So it was one of us who did it. No, please. It was probably a stranger. What's up with them? Officer Derry? That's you, right? Yeah. Wait, I'm the one they were talking about. Lydia Harbottle and Bloom. We had a chat before. I'm the lawyer for George Hardy, who's no longer with us. Right. And what's your name? I'm Rebecca Hampstead. I'm, George's daughter. Did he have a daughter? George has a daughter. A stranger shows up and everything changes. That's your number right there at the bottom of the page. That's why I called you. I'm always looking for clues. Are you a detective? I know, but you found this paper left out on a desk in a tiny caravan. That's just noticing, right? So you saw this paper the second time you walked into Mr. Hardy's trailer. Yep. So I had to go back and check things out. I put up a police tape. It stuck better than I thought. Nobody cares, and no one ever will. Have you read it? Have you even glanced at it? No, it's not my deal. It's very clear who's involved. I'll read the will later today. These people are named, so make sure they're there. The Reverend Hillcoat, Caleb Marrow, Beth Pennock, Ham Gilliard, you, and Rebecca Hampstead. Write that down. I'll be staying at the Partridge Inn. We're meeting there at 5 p.m. exactly. 5 p.m. 1700. You remember I told you Rebecca lives in America, but here she is in Denbrook, and it's the same day you said her dad was dead. She was already in the country the night he died. But you missed that, didn't you? Yeah. No. Yeah. Of course I didn't. This is your first murder case, right? What? You think I did it? Yeah, I mean my first murder case. Well, now it's up to you, Officer Derry. I'll see you at 5:00. Miss Harbottle, Madam Harbottle, we need to get to the will reading. This is the Partridge Inn. I used to eat flowers here, but I don't know why any of this is important. In the nighttime stories, there's always a will. And the people in the will are always the suspects. I want to see their faces. What? Because people often lie. You can tell by looking into their eyes. It is actually Himapple. While we're fixing the window, take a look around and see if there's a better one. On it. Let's go. Do you know anything about your birth mom? In his letters, he said she died when giving birth to me. He was really young, really scared, really poor, and he gave me up for adoption. Through the church, actually. I've got a question too. Sorry, mate. Good to see you. I just figured out on my own that you couldn't have gotten here today from America, right? So that means you were already in the country last night when George was killed. I'm not saying you did it or anything, but is that true? That's clever, detective. No, I'm not a detective. I'm just a cop always on the lookout. Well, I was in this country. But I've never been to Denbrook before today. Then they ask, do you have a boyfriend? This is tough to watch. What? That's a normal question an investigator would ask. So funny you asked that. We just split up. Oh no, do you see that? The kid, her smile looks good, but her eyes look worried. When did you get back last night? I came in around 7 p.m. and I'm sorry. It's okay. I was supposed to meet him today, and I'm really messed up. Thems. Go ahead, go on. Thanks, it's fine. Thanks a lot. Window. If I was a window, where would I go? Vegetables. Just a tiny carrot. Oh no. He also said I have a brother, a twin, actually, who was sent to South Africa, I think. A twin from South Africa you've never met. That's really cool. And who are you? I'm Elliot Matthews. I'm here to cover this story, but honestly, I don't care. Just get me out of here. Oh, wait. Actually, as a journalist, I have zero rights. That out. Okay, fine. And no sneaking around. I'm heading to the presidential suite to enjoy all the fancy stuff. Lily, Sebastian, Elf, Mr. Van Vuren. This is Lydia Harbottle. Can you hear me? Yeah, the connection is good. Thanks. Mr. Van Vuren is Mr. Hardy's son, and he's in South Africa, so he's joining us by phone. Mr. Hardy sent me a copy of his will 2 months ago, but I'm not reading that one. He wrote a new will. I found it. It's dated 3 days before he died. Of course, people always write new wills. This is Mr. George Hardy's final will and testament. He's brought all 7 of you here because he has things to settle with each of you. He admits he's wronged some of you, and some of you have wronged him. Right now, in this room, there's a fool, a bad shepherd, a spring lamb, and a winter lamb. A victim, and 2 murderers. 2 murderers, calling me a bad shepherd. How am I supposed to figure that out? At least we know who the fool is. I raise French sheep. They're the best breed around. And what's this about another victim? So one of us is next. One of us could be the killer. Why don't you ask questions instead of flirting? 2 murderers, a winter lamb. This is what I leave to you. The will says, this is what I leave to you. It's the knowledge that George saw you for who you really are. And for most of you, that's all you're getting. What does that even mean? What am I doing here then? The next line says, sit down and shut up, Ham. I won't. No, that's the next line in the will. Sit down and shut up, Ham. Oh, it looks like George knew you pretty well. A man starts by saying, have some class about you. Then he snaps back, shut your face. The person responds, you shut yours. He then reads a letter out loud. It says, to my son, Peter Van Vuren, the 300 acres currently leased to Calimero. Someone says, oh, that's very kind. Then he reads more, to my daughter, Rebecca Hampstead, the adjoining 300 acres, which I call home, including my caravan, my barn, their contents, and my sheep. He adds, the Society for the Protection of Animals gets a mention in the new will, but the paragraph says something different. It says, I leave the rest of my money to my daughter, Rebecca Hampstead. Don't get too excited. The guy didn't have much. Wait, actually, he had a broken muck spreader, 3 bags of fertilizer that were already bought, and a money market account with about $30 million. Did she say 30 million? So that's why he did it. 30 million? Hell, 2 years back, George Hardy made a cure for a sheep sickness called orf. So that means the blue goo he was always making, it was actually medicine. He sold the patent to a big farming company for 30 million. For orf. Tim spots someone out there. He shouts for Tim to go get them. He yells, hey. The character says they're fine, but then gasps as something returns. They repeat they're fine, but clearly aren't okay. Lily, get him out. I found the window. There you go. Good boy. There you are. The sheep won't stop running around unless someone's in charge, especially that big one. George got him from a carnival. He's really wild. Tim, are you gonna say something? No comment. Call me officer. What about leads? Yeah, I've got a bunch, and I'm handling it. Look, I need a story. You need an arrest. It'd be nice if someone just respected me for once. Hey, people do respect me. So if you figure this out, you'd be a hero. We could team up. I could help. Last night, when my car got towed, I saw a flashlight around 9 p.m. near George's field. Okay. That matches up. The coroner said George died sometime between 8 and 11. You asked if I took pictures of the body, right? Because I should have. I took a bunch of photos and I'll send them all to you. Then she called someone a fool, a victim, and 2 murderers. I still think it was the maid. But there's no maid. That was just a story. And even in that story, it wasn't the maid. No more maids. Ugh, sheep. Caleb's going to be the new shepherd, right, Lily? We just need to wait until the mystery gets solved. I have a question. Why haven't you figured out the mystery yet, Lily? You always solve them in the bedtime stories fast. I know, but the real world is harder than a book. That might be the clue. I just need to get into George's trailer and look. Is that Rebecca? What is she searching for? What's your name? That's George's daughter. She smells like him, but she doesn't look like him. I bet she was born in winter. That's why George didn't want her around. Of course. A winter lamb. That proves it. Rebecca did it. But we don't know that. I knew it. That's what I've been trying to say. Right away, I told Rebecca, I think she's trouble. I said that from the start. Sebastian? Lily, you mentioned George's trailer and a book? Okay. The last book George read was about figuring out who the suspect is. I need to find that book and take it to the cop. If we're lucky, he'll read it and get some clues. I want to go. I want to go. I want to go. No. So, I want to be the detective. I want to go. Well, fine. Just make sure you find the book George was reading, the part about means, motive, and I have a question. What's a chapter? Doesn't matter. Just look for the book with the train on the cover. I have another question. What's a train? It's just a long line of trailers. Wait a second. Well, lies. What are you doing? Everyone, step back. I'm gonna find the book with my nose. Oh, there's some tomatoes. You can take those. Come on. Well, lies. People are relying on you. No, they're not. It was the last book George touched, right? Is it? Oh man, maybe I'll come back to that later, honestly. Is this what you wanted? No way. Oh, how about this one? There it is. Well, lies. You got it. Of course I did. Lily, I guess, is it? I mean, I am a sheep detective after all. A strange noise is heard. It sounds like someone is unsure. It's up here, but it's kinda lonely. I gave a book to the cop to help him with the case. What's a carnival? It's not much. Just go back to your group. Our flock is like music, just like a carnival. There's rides too. Every day kids would come and touch me and give me food. I really liked that. But then I got too big, and when it got dark, carnival guys would drag me into a circle. In the middle was a dog. They made me fight until I was bleeding. One night, he came looking for me. He gave them money and took me away. That's what a carnival is. But how did you end up in such a bad place? Why weren't you with the others? I thought Lily, the great sheep detective, would have already figured that out. So you were a winter lamb. Eventually, every winter lamb wants to go somewhere else. Look. There he is. That's him. Oh, I hope you're hungry, Tim. Oh wait, hello. Every time something big happens in the case, they show up. You're gone, and you've done nothing. Not totally nothing. You killed George. There are 5 people named in the will. The killer had to have 3 things: means, motive, and opportunity. It all checks out. He followed the book. Let's go through them one by one. First, the means. Taxine comes from the berries of a yew tree. There are yew trees all around the church, so everyone had the means. Motive. Why would someone kill George? Rebecca has the strongest reason, but the others might have their own secrets. What are they hiding? Opportunity. Does anyone have an alibi? Means, motive, and opportunity. Find the person with all 3 and you've got the Denbrook poisoner. Tim, this script is actually pretty good. Yeah, well, it just kind of popped into my head in the middle of the night. Okay, let's start with the ham. And now we're wondering, which one are you? Probably the murderer. He was a vegetarian. I can excuse that if it's a woman. But if it's a man, that's really bad. Beth, it's George's letter to Rebecca. Why did you keep it? Maybe the post office messed up. For the first time ever, George told me he could kill that man. I'm not the killer. I'm the victim. That's all I'm saying. I know my rights. Caleb. And the morning you found George, you said you were bringing him some papers. Yeah, he canceled my lease. I was trying to convince him to change his mind. So much for that. Wait, George canceled your lease. What? You heard the will. Turns out I'm the bad shepherd. Hillcoat. George never went into your church. Then, on the day before he dies, he walks in and gives a big donation. Why am I always at the bottom? SHH. George told me a while back about the church putting his kids up for adoption. But once he got back on his feet, he started looking for them. The church wouldn't tell him where they were. Strict policy, right? He asked what it would take to get the info for him. If the church found out, I could lose my job. That means getting fired. But the money wasn't mine. The church needs a lot of repairs. George came to me when he needed help, and I used it. Caleb isn't the bad guy. Rebecca and Miss Hampstead are at the Denbrook Cultural Festival. They both say they're having a great time. The questions are simple. The detective asks where Rebecca was between 8 and 11 on the night of the murder. She says she was at a hotel near the airport. She checked in and then watched TV. She couldn't sleep because of jet lag. The detective nods. She says that's all. The character asks what the person was watching, and they say a 24-hour news channel. They repeat it a few times. Then they say, all right, that answers that. They wish the person a nice day, call them Miss Hampstead, and say goodbye. But then they add, or should I say Miss Cramps? They question if Chastity Cramps is really their name. And you ever wonder why someone would want to change their name to Chastity Cramps? That's a good question, but I checked her past. Turns out, she used to hang out with a guy who did some serious crimes, like making fake money, and they even used the same bank account. Yeah, I can't imagine anyone not wishing they could take that back. And she didn't know about it, and it was 3 years ago. So, not a new thing, right? Oh, and that name isn't real. Seems like a trend. A pattern is starting. Have you ever walked by the yew tree at the church? Nope, not at all. And George's farm? Been there? Never. Caleb had the lease, but then Beth said something. Why is Rebecca hiding the truth? What even is a vegetarian? How does everything tie together? Think, you silly sheep. Think. Stop overthinking. Lily, the kid definitely did it. Yeah, it was Rebecca. She's got the whole thing figured out. No, she didn't. You don't know her. She's nice. She smells like George, and George liked me. Did you say he loved me? No one loves a winter lamb. One lamb standing up for another, that's how it works with them. Wait, what did you say? I said George loved me. No, before that, you said Rebecca smells like George. Someone said that before. The wrong person. Who? What? Me? What do you mean? Me? Cloud did it. Murderer? No, but she's been hiding something. Didn't you, Cloud? What do you last night? You said Rebecca smelled like George, but she was too far away, so you couldn't have known what she smelled like. But unless Rebecca was here before. This thing is amazing. What's so amazing? The thing with no end. You see, it's so cool and it just goes on forever. I stared at it for hours, spinning around and around and around. Plus, where did you get this? Rebecca was there that night. The same night George died. I woke up feeling hungry and walked into the meadow. That's when I saw her. She looked at me and said, "Aren't you pretty?" Because I am. I mean, I'm the most beautiful. She touched my wool, and the thing fell off. I realized it was mine. Now we're sharing things. But sheep don't have things. I know, but it goes on. And now it's all figured out. Rebecca did it. She's a murderer. A little piece of shiny metal doesn't fix anything. Yeah, it does. It's proof. Proof of what? She told the cops she never came here, but she was here last night. The same night George died. She's lying. She's fake. And she's a winter. What is she? Say it. You've always hated her, right? All of you. And why? Because she was born in winter. That's the biggest crime there is. Haven't you heard? No one wants you. You don't deserve anything. That's what the winter lamb keeps hearing again and again, until one day he starts to believe it. Sebastian, she didn't do it. But how do you know? He says he looked into her eyes and saw it was obvious. But you don't get it. Not like the rest of us. We're the ones you're supposed to be with. He says he never had a flock. Never did. Lilith. The group is trying to figure out what to do about the thing with no end. One person suggests using the chauffeur. The others are confused and shout back. They keep calling out to each other, trying to get a response. The character yells at someone, demanding their hat back. They keep shouting to make them stop. Thanks for this. Thank you. All. I think I found something that belongs to you. It looks like the others. Okay. So the guy says he found it in George's meadow. He mentions a place he's never been to. Then he says he has a warrant to check the person's room. The person doesn't know what they're looking for. They also say they've never been near the yew trees. I knew it. I didn't do it. I wouldn't have. Tim, you've got to believe me. Officer Derry, I swear on my life, I didn't kill my dad. They're arresting Rebecca Hampstead for killing George Hardy. This is the suspect interview with Chastity Cramps, also known as Rebecca Hampstead. Miss Cramps, are you giving up your right to a lawyer? Yeah, I don't care. I'm going to tell you everything. Okay, let's start with this. Were you on George Hardy's land the night he died? Yeah, so all that fake smiling and saying, "You're really smart, detective," was just acting, wasn't it? The truth is, you haven't said one real thing since you came in. The letters were real. He said he'd been searching for me for more than 20 years and was finally getting his stuff sorted. He even sent me a copy of his will. There's one that gives 30 million and another that gives a bunch of sheep. He picked the one without the money. He wanted to meet me. So you fly in, then drive to his farm the night of the murder. And then they started talking. They talked about sheep. They talked about their names. He said every sheep needs a name. He picked each one by looking into their eyes. He said he wanted me to have them someday. And then he picked me. I'm not stupid. I was the only one with him that night he died. And with the new will, all that money, and everything from my past, the only thing I could do is lie. You gotta believe me. I lied, so believe me. Is that what you think? In the morning, they'll take you to the county court. The police officially charge her with killing George Hardy, so she's the one. Well, that's what people won't give up. George Hardy must have picked the wrong lamb. Van Vuren is selling his sheep and land to Caleb Marrow. We'll handle the papers tomorrow at noon. Nice move. I was wrong about you, officer. It looks like you're not the fool I thought you were. Good job. Lily, what are you doing out here? Are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. I'm actually happy. They caught Rebecca. Tomorrow, Caleb is going to be our new shepherd. That's great. She's denying everything. But I'm right and Sebastian is wrong. Rebecca did it, right? Of course she did. Then, because you said she did. What? You always guess what happens in the story before it happens. I trust you, but those were just stories. This is real. What if I'm not who I say I am? Lily, look, Caleb's meadow is just past that fence. Why don't we go check out the new sheep? But we've never been there before. We never crossed roads before either. Let's go. Two people are stuck in a cloud. They wonder if they're in the wrong place. One says they don't think so. Then they say hello. Lily says hi, then introduces Mopple. They're from the other side of the meadow. Caleb is going to be their shepherd too. What? I don't. The group starts to worry and says maybe they shouldn't have come here. They decide to leave. They're confused about which direction to go. Someone points out there's a light and guesses it's Caleb's barn. We'll be safe in here. I don't think this is a barn. Maybe we should. Oh wait, what is this? Lily, don't. We should go. Why is that sheep acting like that? What are they doing to them? Hello, dogs. What's wrong with them? We're not supposed to be here. But Lily is struggling to keep up. She shouts for help. Sebastian yells her name. Sebastian. Oh, thank goodness you're here. I was so scared we were gonna Sebastian. Sebastian, wake up. Lily, I can't. Why not? I don't get it, Lily. He's dying. What? No. Sheep don't die. They turn into clouds. Turn into a cloud, Sebastian. Turn into a cloud. I wish I could. You shouldn't have come back. Why did you come back? I had to. You're my flock. I see him. I see George. Caleb says no and tells them they need to leave right away. He calls out Lily's name urgently. People, wake up. Everyone, wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Come on, follow me. Follow her. Follow her. Follow her. Follow her. Stop. Don't stop. We have to go. Nell, what are you saying? What are you talking about? Sebastian is dead. But you said we turn into clouds. I was wrong. Was I? I saw Sebastian die. And if we don't leave tonight, we're all going to die too. Caleb turns the sheep into food. Stop talking about this. Stop saying these terrible things. I'm trying to forget this happened. Right now. No, you can't. Why would I want to remember something so bad? Because it's real. It's not real if I don't remember. What? Wait, 2. Ronnie, Reggie, be brave. 3. Hey, Lily, I had a question. What are we doing out here? I don't like it. Go back to the meadow. Back to the meadow. No, don't. Please don't. Sebastian was right about us. We're just silly, scared sheep. Tonight, I've seen a sheep die before, right? No, I've forgotten how many times. You've been holding everything on your own, haven't you? Yeah, I remember all the bad stuff, but I also remember the good stuff, like my mom's face. I remember my old friends and how they cared about me. You'll remember Sebastian too. It hurts to think about it. I know how it feels, but if you forget, you can't save the others, and Sebastian's death was in vain. Caleb is coming for you tomorrow, and you'll follow your new leader just like the others. Stupid, frightened sheep. And we're all going to die. I'm sorry, Lily. I really am. But it's our memories that keep the people we love alive. Sebastian, I'm sorry. I'm not as strong as you. What? So you might be the smartest sheep, but Mopple's the wisest. I lost someone before. I know how hard it is. But eventually, all that's left is what's good. Are you really here? Of course I am. You didn't forget me, did you? You see what I mean? Yeah, I know, but it doesn't matter now. Caleb isn't going to mess with the flock because you're going to save them. But how? You already know the way. If you find out who really did it, Lily, Rebecca gets the flock and everyone stays safe. But what if I don't know who did it? Look, I've read you a bunch of these stories. They all follow the same basic rules. But the rules didn't help. The police figured it wasn't a stranger. Someone could have gone back to the crime scene. Rebecca was the one they didn't expect. The victim was the key clue. There was a green stain on his hand. It looked really nice. He picked the wrong lamb. I saw George's ghost. Terrible. Rebecca didn't do it. Lily, calm down. I know who did. And if I can show it, prove what? It wasn't a grass stain. And how am I supposed to wait? Unassess. Oh, but I'm too big. I can't fit. I can fit in places. And I didn't forget. Put your whole leg in. The character tells the person to put their other leg in. Then they say it's time to go. That's all. Just walk through that door. This town is really strange. I'm not sure if things will go well. We just have to wait and see. What did George tell you the day before he passed away? I saw him say something quietly in your ear. He said a winter lamb is the best lamb. Hey, Ronnie, do you ever feel like you're missing something? You're talking about something Lily tried to tell us last night. We forgot because we were, scared. Not really scared. But yeah. That's what it was. What should we do, brother? I don't know, but we can't just sit around. So we have to do something. That's smart. All right, let's go. Are we lambs or rams? Who did this? A lamb sneaks in through the window. A lamb sneaks in through the window. Things are getting stranger. It can't get any weirder than a lamb coming through the window. The lamb looks like it's following orders from another sheep. Right? What does it mean? It means nothing. Nothing. They're just sheep. They're just sheep. If you sign a paper, we can leave. All right. It didn't go through. Let him think for a second. Officer Derry. The form. Character shouts at the other person, telling them not to do it and to stop right now. They keep repeating the same warning, desperate to stop whatever is about to happen. She didn't do it. She really didn't. But I know who did. I'm sure it was Mrs. Harbottle. No. Turns out I was the one who messed up. But maybe things are changing. As soon as Rebecca Hampstead showed up in Denbrook, everyone thought she was the main suspect. She had the best reason to do it, and she didn't tell the truth. She was at George's farm the night he died. That's exactly what the killer wanted. We didn't think about her because she wasn't even a suspect. She was the only person in George's will who had a reason to be somewhere else. A perfect excuse. A fake alibi. She was even far away from the country. You're saying, yeah, it's Peter Van Vuren from South Africa. From South Africa. Rebecca, you said George gave you a copy. But I bet he also sent one to your brother. He did some research and found out how much George was worth. He planned to take the 30 million, even if it meant killing him. But there was a big problem: motive. I was about to say that. You just made it look like I was the killer. Motive. If someone dies and leaves you money in their will, you're the main suspect. If he leaves everything to his sister and she gets caught in the crime, the money goes to the next of kin. Would you believe that? I'm really confused right now. I'm sorry. The next of kin. Now the big question is, where is he hiding? Who am I looking for? Someone hiding in plain sight. Someone who changed their name, like Chastity Cramps becoming Rebecca Hampstead. Peter Van Vuwen turned into Elliot Matthews. No, it's George's ghost. I never guessed. Tim, you're making a fool of yourself. I don't live in South Africa. I live in this country, and I work for a newspaper I know. I guess you've been living here as Elliot Matthews for a while. You're trying to sound like someone else. George told you Rebecca was coming to visit, didn't he? That's a great chance to get her in trouble. You just needed a reason to go to Denbrook, like a festival. Your plan was easy. First, act like you're leaving town. Then, a little car problem brings you back. Later that night, after Rebecca left, Peter did what he came to do. He walks up to his dad, raises a glass, and says cheers. He admits he poisoned his father and planted a new will, but his dad was tougher than he thought. There was a fight, but you came out on top. Now you just had to make sure your sister got blamed. You were smart. You knew the day Mrs. Harbottle read the will, she'd throw you out. Mr. Van Vuwen, this is Lydia Harbottle. Can you hear me? Ah, that was a solid connection. Thanks. Putting the U-berries in Rebecca's room was easy. It's a small town inn with simple locks. It almost worked, Elliot. But there's something you didn't know and I didn't get until now. You left a clue. George's hands. One was blue, the other green. The blue made sense, since that's what made him rich. But green? Why green? Then some friends who are really good at solving mysteries made me think. Blue and yellow mixed to make green. Like the green stain on George's hand. Like the green stain on a blue pillowcase at the inn. That night you killed George, you were sleeping. Both of his hands were blue from the medicine, but then he grabbed someone's hair. That person used cheap yellow hair dye that runs in the rain, making George's hand turn green. That person rushed to change their hair to blonde before coming to Denbrook, because they didn't want anyone to think, even for a second, that they looked like their sister or their dad. Isn't that right, Peter? No, it's crazy and there's no proof for it. Then you don't mind if I take this? Not at all. I'll admit, I'm not a natural blonde. I guess I should also say I bleach my teeth and wax my chest. I'd bet he's a vegetarian. So if you try to accuse me of murder just because there's dye in my hair, you're not going to court. I'm the one who's going to take you there. You got that wrong. I don't want the dye in your hair. I want the DNA. If you're the son of George Hardy, then you're Peter Van Vuwen and you're the real killer. Tim says gotcha. Data. Bravo. Then he yells oh, hey, and calls out Lily, Ronnie, and Reggie. They show up, and Tim asks why. A guy yells, stop. There's a good reason to hit someone. Then someone says, finally, and another says, yeah. They say justice isn't the point, just them. He had millions. You heard that. Millions. I'm his son. Those millions were mine. I know she's American, but I knew it wasn't her. Oh, that's not true. The whole Denbrook Police Department is speaking up. We're really sorry. Is that, anyone else? No, I want to say sorry. Transom Lem. I'm wondering if you'll stay for a bit. Well, I just got out of jail, so I guess I need a little time. I hope you stick around too. Maybe. Rebecca, I really want to say I'm sorry a lot. The owner gives the item for free. The person says thanks. Wait, I'm sorry. I saw this. It was in the mailbag, and I didn't know you were his daughter. I bought him that rose-scented paper, so you can imagine. Were you in love with him? Well, George tried to love someone else, but he only had room for your mom. He loved her a lot. I used to wonder what she looked like, but now I know. I should have asked him more about her. I don't even know her name. Her name was Lily. Of course, the fake will isn't real, but you'll still get his sheep and land. Miss Hampstead. That's good. Okay. Sorry for interrupting. Ham and I are trying to start a new business. We've got a bank supporting us, and basically, we want to buy your dad's field and sheep. 2 murderers. Excuse me? What? My dad found out you were killing sheep on his land. You're the 2 guys who offered a lot of money. Do you even know their names? He told me. There's Lily, Mopple, and the big fluffy one Cloud. He said she's a real diva. And the one with wool in his eyes, he called Wool Eyes. I thought that name was too obvious, but he said, hey, nobody ever complained. Rebecca tries to change her name back to Hardy, but the person says they don't do name changes. They say sorry and wish her luck. She says goodbye, then asks if she could get more sheep and a bank to help. Lily answers that she solved everything because she's the smartest sheep. Rebecca says she used to think she was, but now she's not. I messed up. I should have paid attention when the Winterland told me he saw George's ghost, but I didn't. Come on. Guys, come on, what's your name? Do you have any brothers or sisters? The character asks how long they've been there and says they have a lot of questions. Then they apologize and ask where the other person's face is. They both say they have Orf and mention Lily. Chapter 1. People often think sheep are the dumbest farm animals, but that's not true. Sheep are actually smart and inspiring. A nursery rhyme from a long time ago starts now. Little Bo Peep can't find her sheep. She doesn't know where they are. But the song says if you leave them alone, they'll come back. They'll wag their tails as they return. It's peaceful up there, but it's also pretty lonely. That's your name, George. George says every sheep should have a name. He pauses, then says, a group of sweet, fluffy, adorable, all-white sheep. He adds that people usually think all sheep are the same, but he explains that in one group of sheep, there are actually lots of different kinds.